Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Quantum Paradigm Podcast. I am your host, Allison Alchemia, and I am so happy and thrilled to be here with you today. Thank you for spending your time and your energy with me. I never take that for granted. You could be listening to hundreds of other podcasters right now on different topics, but instead you're here with me. And I take that with so much love and gratitude. So welcome. If you're new here, my name is Allison Alchemia. I do help healers grow their businesses and wealth through human design so they can make a larger impact on the world. And we are here to talk about all things new paradigm, the new paradigm of business, the new paradigm of medicine, and of course, human design. But today we're going to talk about something a little more specific because I talk a lot about quantum physics. And today we're going to drill down into something a little more specific. We're going to drill down into a specific principle in quantum mechanics and why that even matters to you and to your business or your healing practice. So because we're going to get a little bit more heady into these concepts, feel free to take notes. If you're driving, of course, come back to this later. But don't get scared away by these larger vocabulary words. If you're not already in the sciences, these concepts can be really broken down and easily explained and applied, which is what I'm here to do. So we're going to talk about two main things. Number one, the uncertainty principle within quantum mechanics, and number two, what that means and why it even matters. But first, I need to tell you guys a little bit about Egypt. I'm back from an incredible, life-changing experience in Egypt. Africa was my fifth continent, so there's two more on the list, but this was not a bucket list trip. This was a deep spiritual calling and a response to that. And I will have to tell you guys on a different day about all of the downloads because there were so many. I had more visions over the span of a few days than I have in all the past years put together. So if you could just imagine what the physical body is going through when it's receiving such large files and downloads of these visions in the waking state. It was just incredible. So my ESP was on steroids. I was hearing and knowing things before they were happening basically every 2 minutes or 3 minutes. I was hearing conversations before they were happening and then they would happen. And seeing things and passing signs before I would actually pass them, and then I would pass them. So other dimensional, otherworldly, different story for a different day. But I just wanted to thank you guys for following me on the stories. I saw you guys in my DMs when I was over there. It just really warmed my heart while I was cruising down the Nile. I had the unique privilege of traveling through Egypt with an amazing human being, an expert among experts, and learned so much about ancient civilizations and how advanced they really, really were. Way more advanced than we are now with their technology and and they used frequencies. They used the quantum field to build these pyramids. And so anyway, we'll get into that on another episode, but today I want to talk about the uncertainty principle, okay? So this was proposed by a scientist named Werner Heisenberg in 1927. So it's been around for a while, which, side note, this is a very frustrating statistic for me, but it takes approximately 100 to 150 years for a scientific discovery to make its way into the mainstream conversation. So almost 100 years ago, this concept was discovered, by Heisenberg, and here we are now, just now talking about it. Now, scientists have been talking about this behind, in their laboratories and in their studies and research for decades. This is nothing new to the quantum physicists, but to the collective, it's like, oh, wait, what's it called? The uncertainty principle? So there's quite a significant lag time with crucial information. Which as a scientific fact, like side note, this is a mind-bending side note, but we create our facts. We create them. And I can support that with quantum physics. But anyway, the uncertainty principle. Okay, what is it? To understand this, we need to go back to high school physics for just a moment. Okay, do you remember those problems that your teacher would give you? And they're like, okay, here's an object. Let's just say it's a car. Here's a car, and it's at this location at this point in time, and it's moving at this speed. Tell us where it's going to be in 3 minutes, and tell us the speed at which it's going to go. If these are the weather conditions and these are the road conditions, right? And you can do that using some simple Newtonian classical physics mathematical equations, right? This is not hard to do. That question can be answered. However, when you start going on a smaller scale and start looking at subatomic particles in the quantum field, it actually becomes not only more difficult, increasingly difficult, but becomes a point in time where it's impossible. So let's say instead of a car, we're looking at an electron. Okay, let's say the scientist knows where the electron is in space right now, and they want to predict where it's going to be 3 minutes from now, or even 3 seconds from now. Well, guess what? Location and movement, these are two, we would call this a pair of linked concepts. If they know the location of the electron, they will not be able to predict how it's going to behave or move or where it's going to end up. We can do that with a large object like a car, but it's impossible to do at the quantum level. Now, conversely, if they know about the movement of this electron and how it's moving and behaving, they actually don't know where it is. They can't pinpoint where it is. So it's like you get the location, or you get the trajectory, but you don't get both. Okay? I want you to really anchor that into your mind for a moment. You can have the location or you can have the trajectory, but you don't get both in the quantum field. So there's your science lesson for the day. But what does it mean for you and your business? You know how I am. I'm all about the tangible. I could sit here and discuss these scientific concepts all day long. I am a total geek about all that. I can nerd out on it all day long, but why? I need to know why. I need to apply it. So I'm all about applied principles. Let's apply this to you and your business. Here it is, right? Here's my interpretation. And it involves energy and intention. So if you're listening to this when it releases, we are in a new moon energy, new moon in Pisces, and this is a beautiful time to really be clear on your intentions, your desire, and your focus. Okay, let's hone in on that last word, focus. Speaking of intentions, have you ever heard anyone say, like, I don't really know exactly what I want, but I know what I don't want. So I'm gonna kind of make my list of what I don't want and reverse engineer what I do want, right? Okay, that logically makes sense, but I'm gonna take issue with it and argue with it, and here's why. Because our reality is composed and made up of energy, and where we put our focus is where we put our energy, and whatever we focus on comes to be. So taking that list, whatever we focus on, if I make a list of, okay, I don't want this in my business, I don't want this, and I don't want that, where's my energy and my focus going, guys? What am I creating? What am I manifesting? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So It's a huge mindset shift, but we don't even want to look at what we don't want. We don't even want to look at it. We can learn from it, from experience. I mean, raise your hand. Anyone else other than me going through things with hard knocks and learning about what we don't want? We can take that knowledge, but don't focus on it. Focus on what we do want. So quantum physicists have unequivocally admitted that it's useless to pretend anymore that we can observe anything on a quantum level without affecting it, or, as I would say, without creating it. We are the true creator. You are the true creator. I am the true creator. This is being proven more and more. So my argument with reverse engineering our intentions by making a list of what we don't want is simple. Only use that method if you literally want to manifest the things that you don't want. Why put your energy, your time, your effort into creating a list of negative things that you want to be out of your life, right? Instead, get clear on your intentions. And if you're listening to this, like I said, we're in the new moon energy. So get clear, know what you do want, and then believe, observe, know from a place of neutrality. Now, this is much easier said than done. I realize that. I acknowledge that. But believe what you've already written is so, because it is so. Observe what you have written. Observe the feelings that it brings into your heart space, into your body. Know that you are the ultimate creator of your life. So what does this have to do with the uncertainty principle? Y'all know it seems like I go all over the place with my logic and my reasoning, and I really do. I am a manifesting generator and my brain goes everywhere. But I always tie it back into a lovely package of knowledge for you so that you can take it and connect with it on a tangible level, because I'm all about bringing the 5D into 3D. This is what I do with my clients. So let's get super duper practical here. Let's say that you want to increase your monthly revenue in your business. Let's just pull some numbers together. Let's assume you've been making 10K months and you are ready to double this. If we believe that the uncertainty principle applies in quantum particles, it also applies to energy, or at least that's how I'm interpreting it, and I'm proposing it to you. If there's a quantum physicist out there who's listening who can say this better, please reach out to me and let me know. If you're wanting to call in 20K months, what do you do next? If you're like most humans, you'll get into your bank account. You'll see how much you made last month. You'll kind of get a read on what's been going on. You'll get a pulse, and you realize that it was 10K. You made 10K last month. And just that simple act alone knocked you off your trajectory a little bit to that 20K month. Why? Because you focused on where you are financially right now, and according to the uncertainty principle, this makes your focus out there, the 20K month, the goal, your focus there now is a little bit more fuzzy than it was before you looked in your bank account. Go ahead and do this and tell me I'm wrong. You can feel the energy shift because you're changing frequencies. It's like the 20K month has a certain frequency, and then when you look in your bank account and you realize what's there now, the frequency has changed, and now you're tied a little bit more to the 10K month than you were to the 20K month, to the energy of it, right? Which is why if you have a goal in your life, in your business, you have to forget where you are. Let me say this again. Get this girl a microphone. I'm going to stand up and shout it louder from the back. If you have a goal, for example, in our example, it's 20K months. If you have a goal in your business, you must forget entirely where you are financially right now. Because every second that you spend anchoring into your current reality, you're losing the future desired reality faster and faster. This goes against all kinds of conventional wisdom out there that's telling you to budget and be mindful and spending and saving. And I'm not calling for frivolous spending here. Hear me out. I'm really not. And I'm not calling for absent-mindedness per se. I'm calling for a conscious detachment and a conscious forgetting and letting go of where you are right now in your business. Because we want to anchor deeper into the goal and into that energy. I'll never forget the conversation I had with a close friend one time when they admitted they had been watching my patterns and my habits with money and the way that I was making decisions. And they said, "You live like you're a multi-millionaire, Allison." And at the time, I wasn't even making $100K a year. And my ego was hurt a little bit. I was like, wait, no, I'm not. But then I was like, oh, wait, yes, I am. They were right, because I knew where I was going and I wasn't paying attention to where I was at the time. Or to put it more accurately, it's not that I wasn't paying attention to where I was. I just wasn't giving it any weight. I knew exactly what the number was in my bank account during the time of that conversation. I don't turn a blind eye to my finances at all. I am in there touching my money and interacting with my money in the most loving, beautiful way. But what I don't do, if I have a goal and I'm wanting to break through the next ceiling, I don't give any fucking weight. Not an ounce of weight to wherever I am right now. It doesn't even enter my mind. This is a conscious decision. This is a conscious lifestyle. And this brings me to embodiment. This concept, this uncertainty principle is here for us to allow our minds to understand how the universe operates and how we operate within it, right? But we get to embody this energy, guys. You get to embody this energy, this next level energy of you. So let me ask you, what is your goal in your business? What is your soul begging you to do to make an impact in the world? The people I serve, my clients, they all are helping other people. They are all making the world a better place. I have some incredible clients. I can't even get on that soapbox right now because I'll start crying with gratitude and love, because these are the most amazingly brilliant, soul-driven, heart-purposed people who are I just respect the hell out of them. But this is where we get to anchor these realities deeper and deeper into the 3D so that we can make the world a better place without having to stress out about money ever again. And like I've said before in other episodes, if you think that the multimillionaires and the billionaires don't stress out about money, my friend, you are wrong. It has nothing to do with the amount that you have in your bank account. You could have $2, you could have 200 million. The energy is the same. The frequency is the same when we're talking about scarcity and abundance. Okay, so if you're ready to break through the next ceiling, forget where you are. Forget it. Because you cannot focus on that and get to where you are going. This is the uncertainty principle applied. Okay, if you are ready to take your business to the next level, I do have just a few spots left in my one-on-one coaching container. This is a 6-month container that is so beautiful, so juicy, so deep. Not a stone gets left unturned in with my one-on-one clients, and the transformations that occur inside this container for people, healers who have gifts, who are ready to make larger impacts in the world and leave their legacy while embodying their human design energy, while having time and space to do what they love with the people that they love. This is the place to do it. This is where it's at. You can reach out to me on Instagram at Alchemy with Allison. I have an insight call link on my profile. That's the easiest way to talk to me. And these calls are fun. These calls are really, really fun. They're free. There's zero pressure because we're here in the new paradigm, and I do not sell people. because that's not because we're over that, right? That's old paradigm stuff. But they're fun, and you'll get amazing coaching for 45 minutes, and I will hear out exactly where you are in your business and exactly where you want to go, and see what we can do to make some magic together. So reach out to me. Don't be shy. Let me know how this podcast episode landed for you. Let me know your thoughts. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you for the reviews on this podcast, by the way. It's doing really, really well. I'm super excited and encouraged about that. I'm so grateful to have spent this time with you. We will be back here next week, same time, same place. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste.